Okay, so I have not touched my digital products in about 6 months and they are completely still selling without me. And I find it really wild that I have now popped back onto YouTube to make some content, looking at all my stats, seeing what's going on. And the funny thing is that my digital products are obviously not selling as much as they used to because I have focused my attention elsewhere for about 6 months, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. But they are still selling and I'm not even there. I haven't touched them, I haven't updated them. They're still really, really good. And even though there's all this other stuff that's going on in the world, the digital products are still selling without me, which is crazy because I thought that basically when I did my little side quest that potentially the digital product business would fall over, and that has not happened. So one of the reasons why I think this has happened is because I spent a lot of time and energy thinking about the overall strategy of what I wanted my digital product business to do for me. I don't want the generic things like, time freedom and more money. I mean, yes, those are the things, but it was how specifically I wanted it to work. So I went into real in-depth thoughts about my digital product and the different layers of income in terms of strategy of what it could actually make, how it actually happened, and how easily I could put that into a system that worked without me having to be there all of the time. So that's what I spent most of my time on. I built that really, really good product. I built it once. I thought about all those different layers, and it's still good now, 6 months later. In a year's time, it will still be really, really good. And I could probably do some updates with it to make it more simple now. That's what I'm thinking about, but the essential layers of it are there, because when you're looking online and everybody's like, oh, I've made $50,000 with this digital product, you're never like, how do they do it? I'm going to tell you now, it's never with one digital product. It's never with one digital product. It is with a digital product that has a strategy behind it in terms of what's inside the digital product, how it's marketed, like where it's marketed. Those are the things that kind of matter. And also the software and the tools and all that kind of stuff, the workflow behind it that helps you sell without you being there. One of the things that I think has really helped sell my digital products without me needing to be there is because I focused on making sure that my digital products were accessible all the time and in the place that was evergreen. So if people were searching for it, they could find it. If they were, watching something, they could find it. It was always going to be there. Like, access was not restricted. It wasn't hard to find. And the content that I made was also evergreen, which means it lasted at least 6 months to a year. If you think about different places that people put digital products, for example, one could be Etsy or like a marketplace like that. The only problem I have with marketplaces like that is it's a different ball game. It's completely different in the way that you sell because you are selling more like you're a shop where people can browse on there and they spend their time scrolling through and then they get sidetracked and then they look at somebody else's stuff. That is too diluted. It can work. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It's just that I never found it as fast or as streamlined because remember, I was working on like the overall strategy of what I wanted my business to look like in the future too. If you think about selling your digital products on like a mega platform like Etsy and things like that, it's never going to sell automatically without you into the future. Like let's say in 5 years. You might get 1 or 2 sales, but the issue is that you're competing with everybody else who's doing everything the same on the platform as well. So let's say you're in a niche and it's like, I don't know, beauty, and you're selling like a PDF about how to do a certain beauty procedure. You're going to be competing with everybody else who's uploading to that one platform all the time. And it's just a big list. Like it's a big list like that. And then they're uploading their stuff and then it's pushing all your stuff down to the bottom, or you're competing with each other like that. That's not going to work 5 years into the future. So that's one of the main things that I worked on was like obviously recognizing that that was never going to work and building my strategy like in terms of my digital product and where it was so that eyes could be seen on it all the time and only those eyes to my stuff. No one gets distracted about anything else. There's no list, nothing like that. Now, my little side quest when I've been starting my physical business, the main differences and the hugest things that I've seen is that my digital products have not needed any attention really, and they've still sold and it's been great. Whereas my physical business, I have to be there every single day. It's location dependent. If I'm not there, then nothing works. And when you start a physical business, I think that it takes like a certain amount of time and effort and energy to get to a certain point where you can do things like hire staff or like expand and things like that. With a digital product business, you are investing your time, your energy, your strategy, that kind of stuff. But it is way easier to build all of that and learn all of that and gain that knowledge than it is to start a physical business and do the same things. You still have to learn the same things, but at a greater expense. It's crazy. And in reality, the thing is that everybody thinks that selling digital products happens like this. You see all these videos where it's like, I made $50,000 in 2 days. I can tell you that those people did not make $50,000 in 2 days. They were probably online for 20 years and then they made $50,000 in 2 years. Or they're like one of the 100 people that got really, really, really lucky. It still takes work. It's still really hard, but compared to a physical business or like a full-time job, it is really so much easier. And I think that's what people kind of not prey on, but that's what people kind of say. Anyway, so my videos that I'm going to be creating now are going to be like this. It's going to be me talking to the camera. I'm going to be telling you the information that I know that I wish that I'd had when I started, and I hope that this content reaches you and speaks to you because it's information that I wish that somebody had said to me, because I focused on all of the wrong things. I focused on just like getting all the information from all different places and overwhelming myself, and that is really, it's not as hard as you think. It really isn't as hard as you think. You just need structure, goals, and some information, but you just need to not listen to too much noise. And because now I'm running a physical business, or I've had enlightenment from the physical business, my perspective has completely changed. And from now on, my content is going to be very, very different, and it is going to be targeted towards obviously making money using the digital products, but it is going to be very much fitting it in with your lifestyle. Like, how does it fit in with your lifestyle? Figuring that out, making content that fits in with your lifestyle, and getting the lifestyle that you actually want from digital products, not just copying somebody and struggling and figuring out how it all works and selling and all that kind of stuff. So if you feel like that this video resonated with you, I hope that it did. Make sure you stick around and watch the next video.